Hey, we've got a brand new Encyclopedia Brown book. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try to see if I can solve all the cases on my own. So, first case, school bus knockout. We have this kid named Snake who was knocked in the back of the head by the school bus stop sign, which goes out. He's saying he was standing behind the bus. I think like maybe the location of his injury, which is the head, could be just a red herring. I don't think that's important. I think it's more that he's saying, okay. Another thing that I think is a red herring is like we have this guy in a car and then the school bus pulled in front of the car. I think that's just a red herring as well. Okay, so the bus came to a full stop and then the stop signal arm on the bus just opened up and bashed him in the back of the head. So I'm guessing the solution is that the stop sign on buses, instead of going front to back, they go from back to front, at least in Florida. That's my guess. Okay, so page 81 is where we've got the solution. Oh man, they don't have like cool little pictures for the solutions like they did in some of the older books. Boring. Stop signal. Oh, I was wrong. Oh no. The stop signal arm is not on the street side. It's on the street side of the bus, not the curb side. The street side, not the curbs. Actually, I think the buses here have both. Yeah. Give me a sec. Let me check. Okay, I checked. In my state, Oregon, we don't have the swing out stop signs at the back of the bus. They're at the front of the bus, right next to the driver. None of them at the back of the bus. So the entire mystery solution is kind of irrelevant to my state. Would it work? Oh well. Case 2, there's a bicycle race. Bugs Meany has a stain from the chain on his left leg. You know what? The chain is not on the left side of the bicycle. It's on the right side of the bicycle. Let's see if that's the solution. Let's see if that was the solution. Yep, standard bicycles have chains on the right side of the bike. Bugs could not have a grease chain, a grease stain, chain stain on the left. Ha! Got that one right. Case 3, Bugs Meany says he's distracted by a rainbow when they're doing a soapbox derby race. It stopped raining at noon, and I'm guessing the solution is one of two things. Like, number one, rainbows don't last that long. It's not going to be sticking around for a half hour. Number two, the sun is directly overhead. Therefore, we can't have a rainbow in front of them. Did it say, like, what direction they're facing, or does that not make a difference? I don't know. Also, there's an editing error here. I don't know if you could see it. Like a half sentence. Encyclopedia assured her, and then moves on to the next sentence. That's how you know I've got a first edition version of the book. And this is reminding me of my, I'm going to show this off here, special edition of Encyclopedia Brown number 17, which came with the bonus mystery. It's really short. But it's the same sort of thing. Like, it stopped raining at noon, and one of the alibis is about rainbows. So, like, maybe it's the same solution. Let's find out. We were never told the official solution to this mystery. It's never been revealed, but this is a very similar case. Let's see. Bug says he was distracted by a rainbow. You can't see a rainbow with the sun directly above. The sun must be lower in the sky. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, it has to be lower in the sky. Okay, yeah, I was right. Got the solution. Oh yeah. Because these two cases are so similar, I'm going to say that is officially the solution to this special bonus mystery, which came out, what year did this come out? 19-something? Last century, at least. 1988. 1988. It's a long time to wait for an official solution for the rainbow mystery, but we finally got it. Case 4, the case of the electric guitar. I don't know about electric guitars, but it makes a big deal of the fact that we've got a left-handed guitar player who has the pick. Okay, so near the end of the guitar's neck, next to the tuning pegs, Encyclopedia saw the guitar pick. The top string, the thinnest of the 6, lay across the middle of the pick. The string kept the pick in place. So my guess is that, well, this is supposed to be a left-handed guitar, but the strings are arranged for a right-handed guitar, therefore proving this is not a left-handed guitar. Let's see what the solution is. Encyclopedia new guitars have their thinnest string at the bottom of the guitar neck. The same is true for left-handed guitars. Encyclopedia noticed the guitar pick was held in place by the thinnest string, which is at the top. The string should have been the thickest. Okay, so Encyclopedia... I don't know if I'm correct or not. This is confusing me. Encyclopedia realized Wilford flipped the guitar so the neck pointed in the opposite direction. He wanted to fool everybody into thinking it was a left-handed guitar. He said Wilford's left-handed guitar would have the thickest string at the top, just like a right-handed guitar. So is my solution correct or not? I think is it saying the guitars are upside down, or it just right to... I would have to think about that and actually take a look at a guitar. I looked it up. On a guitar, the thin string is always on the side opposite of your dominant hand. So that's the same for the right-hand guitar and the left-hand guitar. I'm going to say my solution's good, because obviously the fact that the one string, I mean, the mystery made a big deal out of the fact that, hey, the thinnest one was on the one side. I'm going to claim this as a victory, okay? With the next mystery, we have this guy who claims that he painted this painting inside his treehouse. I think it's just a red herring that it's really difficult to get into the treehouse. And all these painting supplies, I think that's a red herring too. Here's what I think's the important part. He goes, I paint by candlelight, Bronco grimaced. And he says, okay, after I finish the painting, I clean up, I lift the lids on the glass jar candles, blow out the flames. And that's wrong, because if it's a glass jar candle with a lid on, the flame automatically goes out. That's how you put out the flame in a glass jar candle, is you put the lid on. So he could not have been painting with a candle that was out. Silly. Okay, let's see if that's actually the solution, though. I could be wrong. When a lid is placed on a glass jar candle, the flame extinguishes in a matter of seconds without the air to feed the flame. Aha! Got it. Now for the mystery the book is named after, the case of the Marshmallow Tower. Okay, so there's a competition to build marshmallow towers. Whoever gets the tallest tower wins. This one guy says, oh no, she cheated. Beatrice cheated. He goes, you bumped into my table on purpose and knocked over my tower. I did not. A gust of wind knocked over your tower when Ms. Waltz walked in. And then earlier, they said that there was a revolving door, right? I think that's it. The boys pushed the revolving door and entered Uncle Fluffy's. Okay, so they could not have entered the store through a revolving door. At the same time, the door is all wide open. So wide open that it blows down a marshmallow tower. She forgot there was a revolving door. That's got to be it. Okay, see the solution. Beatrice said a gust of wind blew over the marshmallow tower. Encyclopedia caught wind of her lie because revolving doors don't let in gusts of wind. Ha! I am so excited. Oh, this is so cool. You don't understand. Getting a new Encyclopedia Brown book is making my inner child jump for joy. I've actually written 2 books, 1 Minute Mysteries and 1 Minute Mysteries 2, in the style of Encyclopedia Brown mysteries. So I highly recommend checking out those books. Anyway, next, the case of the Corvette caper. Somebody jumped into an antique Corvette. I feel like that's a reference to the first Encyclopedia Brown thing, because they make a big deal out of the year 1967 and how prices were different then, which is kind of funny because I'm betting that's when the first Encyclopedia Brown book came out, and Encyclopedia has not adjusted his rates for inflation. He still charges $0.25 per case. Or was it a nickel per case? I don't know. Anyway, it's the same solution as the first Encyclopedia Brown mystery ever, I bet. Did you get a good look at him? Said Chief Brown. Only the back of him in the driver's seat, said Shorty. Shorty only saw the guy from behind. He was wearing a baseball cap and a white t-shirt. I could also see he had a beard. You can't tell somebody has a beard if you only see them from behind, right? Not unless he has like a massive beard, which is flowing over his shoulders. So I'm guessing that's the solution. I'm going with that. solution. No. Oh my gosh, got it wrong. Shorty said he heard the keys jingling, then turned around to see the thief steal the car. Shorty should have heard the the hood closing. I forgot the hood to the car was open at the time. Okay. But what about the beard solution? I guess that was just completely irrelevant. Okay, yeah, okay. Got that one wrong. Oh. Mystery number 8, the case of the lost diamonds, has me completely stumped. Minor complaint, this picture is kind of inaccurate. It's supposed to take place on the west coast of Florida, not the east coast. So the ocean should be on the other side, right? It should be going into the Gulf. Okay, so I have no idea what the solution to this is. The only thing I think is weird is that we've got an avid sailor and scuba diver who was found dead in his bathing suit in the middle of the night. And that just doesn't make sense. Like, scuba divers, you wear a wetsuit, not a bathing suit. Also, why would he be out in his bathing suit in the middle of the night anyway? That's just weird. That's my best guess. So yeah, let's see. Let's see if that's the actual solution. Encyclopedia noted that children like jumping off of the bridge that was nearby. Knew that. Okay, so the bridge would have to be super low. If that's the case, the bridge would have to be too low for a 40-foot sailboat's tall mast to pass beneath. But that's not correct. Okay, let's see. So okay. He lives on the bay close to the store. His sailboat was stolen from the dock behind his home. Okay, so I was right about the salesman being the thief. He purposely set his sailboat to sink. That's what the solution is saying. He's gonna get it later using scuba gear. Okay. All right. I'm not sure I accept this particular solution. Like, we're told that the boat, okay, so here's the illustration. Maybe we're supposed to take a really close look at the illustration, but it says the dock behind the home is where the, I guess it is saying the dock has to be in this little inside part as opposed to out by the seashore. Maybe that does make sense. You know what? I got the person wrong, but I got it for the wrong reason. So maybe, I mean, I'm just making up excuses to give myself a half point. Little confused about that. I guess, where is the house? Because it was, okay. He lived on the bay. Okay, he lives in the bay. Okay, so then the boat was in the bay. Okay. No, maybe, whatever, I got it wrong. I thought of another weird thing about that mystery. One of the main suspects has a giant boat that went missing on the same night that he died, and there was a robbery, and the police never thought, oh, it could be connected. We weren't told that the boat was never found and went missing, were we? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Case of the scavenger hunt. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take a loss on this one too, because I have no idea what the solution could be. So Encyclopedia and his friends are doing a scavenger hunt, and it takes them to a model ship called the Pause, and the clue says, the combination will be spelled out when you count and reach the first letter of the alphabet. And so the bad guys go, well, A is the first letter of the alphabet, the answer is 1. Well, clearly that's not the case. They have to be wrong. So they make a big deal about Pause being the name of this boat over and over again. So Pause must be the second spot on, it's the second letter. You count. It's the second letter in the word pause. But still have no idea what this is. Hopefully it's not based on some sort of like obscure nautical number thing. Encyclopedia knew you had to count all the way to 1,000 for A to appear in the spelling of the number. What? Let me read this again. The combination will be spelled out when you count and reach the first letter of the alphabet. Encyclopedia knows you have to count all the way to 1,000 for the letter A to first appear in the spelling of the number. What? What does... I don't understand the solution at all. Okay, you have to count to 1,000, then the letter A appears in a number. So why does 1,000 make the letter A appear? Is this supposed to be like binary, maybe? Is that... It doesn't say binary anywhere, though. So, okay, that's a loss for me, but I don't feel bad about it. That is almost certainly a solution I don't understand. Probably gonna be really mean to that in my review of the book. I am going to do another video, which is like my standard review for the Encyclopedia Brown books, in addition to this one, which is just more improvised me solving riddles. Okay, I looked up the solution. It makes a little bit more sense now. The first number, which has the letter A in it, like 1 does not have the letter A, 2 does not have the letter A, 3 does not have the letter A. The first number with the letter A in it is 1,000, because there's an A in 1,000 after the S. So you have to count all the way to 1,000 to get a number which has the letter A inside it. Let me reread the clue. The combination will be spelled out when you count and reach the first letter of the alphabet. I mean, technically, but that's kind of obscure and badly worded. Yeah, I definitely phrase it like, what would be a number with an A in it? I definitely have a better explained solution, because, yeah, oh well. Encyclopedia solved the case, I did not. Okay, I've got 5 wins and 4 losses going into the final one. I'm pretty sure I've got the solution correct. It's one of those weird ones where there's this bird sanctuary and somebody opened a lock and set loose 3 of the birds. 1 bird was left behind. And I think it's the solution that I've mentioned in Encyclopedia Brown reviews. The culprit says something only the culprit would know. Specifically, he knows which animals went away. Bugs says, I don't give a hoot about your owls and falcon. How did he know those were the birds that disappeared? I could be wrong, because I could be confusing hawk with falcon. I think the book is kind of confusing hawk with falcon, because later on, Encyclopedia says, we know you released the 2 owls and the hawk. Well, okay, no, the hawk was the one that left. Whatever. So the other thing that's happening in this mystery is they search all around the clubhouse, but they don't find any clues. And so that could be like the one Encyclopedia Brown case. Encyclopedia Brown, the case of the missing clue, which people are guessing that's the name of the next Nancy Drew game. And so I made sure to reread that Encyclopedia Brown mystery, where something should be there, but it's not. Classic mystery solution. You know, the case of the barking dog. So let's see the solution. Bugs denied releasing the bird, saying, I don't give a hoot. Oh, yes. Neither Encyclopedia nor Nicholas told Bugs the type of bird or how many had escaped. Ooh, that too. So Bugs could only have known this if he was passing, if he had broken into the cage, or if he just happened to be nearby. You know, didn't he say Bugs has walked by this area for a... Let's see. Okay. Bugs... I saw him and some tigers running near my house last night, so Bugs could conceivably say that's when he saw the birds. But nope, that's it. Bugs knew it was stolen before being told, and even though he conceivably probably could have seen those birds ahead of time, doesn't matter. Let's count that as a victory. Yeah, it's the solution. I got a comment on my channel because I complained about Encyclopedia Brown doing that mystery solution in like every single book. Culprit says something only the culprit would know. It is kind of just reusing the same solution over and over again. And the person commented, hey, I like those solutions way better than the obscure trivia solutions. So, 6 wins, 4 losses for me in Encyclopedia Brown, Boy Detective, and the Case of the Marshmallow Tower. Oh, there's no number on this book. I wonder why they didn't number this. They don't have numbers on the other books and with this sort of cover. Those are clearly like the first 3 Encyclopedia Brown books. Okay, so you know, I got 6 out of 10. That means I'm a failure. Like that would be a failing grade. So I'm not a great detective. Sorry. Thanks for watching my video. You could check out my review for this book. I'll post it, my official review, same day I'm posting this video. Bye.